Welcome back, Dreamers, and today we take you through making a beautiful Verdant IPA and also a couple extra tips for the home brew. Let's get into it. Now the Verdant IPA we're making today is by David Heath. Now David Heath is very well known in the homebrew circles, has his own YouTube channel, so shout out to David for today's recipe. So in our previous video we've gone through the process of making a beer, so today I want to go in and give you a couple of tips of making an even better homebrew beer. One of the ones we want to go through is our water additions. Water additions are added to beer to create a water profile that emulates either the original beer, so the water that was used to make that original beer, or to make a specific water profile for the beer. So building a good water profile for your beer will aid in bringing the hop character through, bring the malt character through, mouthfeel. So for the Verdant IPA today, let's show you the water additions. So we're going to use our Brewfather app as we do, and we've downloaded the Verdant IPA recipe into the app. On the right hand side we'll scroll down and we get to the water additions section. So within there we go to the calculations tab, which opens up where we're going to add in our source water, which we put in our rainwater, and then our target profile, which is our Verdant IPA. Once we've done that, it shows us down here what the water additions are that we need to add. So from there, we click the bottom to save those. So the additions we're putting in today can be 4 grams of bicarb soda, 6.5 grams of calcium chloride, also known as pickle crisp, 6.5 grams of calcium sulfate, also known as gypsum, and 4.6 grams of Epsom salts. We're also going to add 2.7 mils of a food-grade phosphoric acid. And what this is going to do is going to lower the mash pH down to the desired level for this brew. And our malts for today's brew going to be 2.94 kilos of ale malt. There's going to be 830 grams of Vienna malt. Now Vienna malt's going to add a little bit of malty sweetness with notes of honey, almond and hazelnut. There's going to be 740 grams of rolled oats. Now I really love the rolled oats because they add a nice silkiness and a bit of extra mouthfeel into the IPA. There's going to be 250 grams of amber malt. Now amber malt's a little bit biscuit-like, a little bit toasty as well, and it's going to add a little bit of colour in there. Then 140 grams of carapils, which is going to be for our head retention and our mouthfeel. Now on the run up to the boil, a thick protein layer will have formed. Now we'd stir that back in, but it can be removed if you so wish. So now for this recipe, a 10-minute boil additions is going to be 29 grams of Centennial and 29 grams of Mosaic. Now our Centennial hop, as our classic IPA hop, is going to give us some fruit and some citrus. Also going to give us a bit of floral, a little bit of earthiness as well. And the Mosaic hop, as the name suggests, is going to give us a little bit of everything. It's going to be some citrus, some pine, some resin, some spice, even some melon in there as well, even a little bit of dankness. So it's going to really pair well with this IPA. So in this recipe, we're going to be doing some whirlpool hops. So whirlpool hops are added once the water's cooled down. It's usually anywhere from 90 degrees, even down as far as about 65 to 70 degrees. So again, in this edition, we're going to be adding another 29 grams of Centennial and 29 grams of Mosaic. So for this recipe, we're going to cool it down to 80 degrees. It's going to impart some really bold flavours and aromas, but it's not going to impart any bitterness. Verdant IPA yeast is a fantastic yeast. It was developed by the Verdant Brewing company over in the UK. As it ferments, it adds a really nice fresh apricot flavour into the brew. It also adds to the aroma of tropical and citrus notes. And there's also some sweeter notes of vanilla and a bit of a creaminess to it as well. Okay, so our fermenter's in the fridge now. We start that at 19 degrees. We leave it there for about 3 days, and then over the next 3 days after that, we ramp it up by 1 degree a day. So on day 3, before we increase the temperature, we'll do a dry hop, so there'll be another addition of the Centennial and the Mosaic hops. So now for the dry hop, what we're going to need is a muslin bag and a string. We're going to get that muslin bag in the string, and we're going to put it in boiling water for at least 10 minutes, and this is going to sterilise it. We'll have a container of sanitizer ready to go, and once that bag has been in the boiling water for 10 minutes, we then place it into the sterilisation solution for at least 2 minutes. We then ensure we sanitise our hands, and we add in 55 grams of Centennial and 55 grams of Mosaic. When we add it to the keg, we're going to be really careful not to splash it around, as we don't want to get oxygen into that brew. Now, dry hopping is a fantastic way to get that really fresh aroma and flavour from those hops straight into the brew. The notes on our Verdant IPA, the aroma is a fresh tropical fruit. There's definitely some pineapple in there. There's notes of citrus, as well as some pine and some resin. The flavour is a big hop burst. There's clean tropical fruits and citrus. There's definitely a noticeable alcohol sweetness and warmth, and there's also a smooth bitterness. Overall, this is quite refreshing and complex, but not over the top from a hop point of view. Enjoy the intricacies of the hop combination mixed with the Verdant IPA yeast. I can guarantee even people who don't love those huge hoppy beers will love this Verdant IPA. And this Verdant IPA will definitely develop over the next few weeks, and I look forward to tasting its progress. So stay tuned to our brew series. Raspberry Sour is up next, which is one of my favourites. We've also had a request to incorporate pineapple into a beer, so we'll be working on a recipe to do just that in the near future. We'll continue to delve further into the brewing process, as well as go into information on the equipment we use to produce the beers. There'll also be some fun facts along the way, so don't forget to drop a comment below and we can answer your questions. So remember to smash the subscribe button and ensure you're getting all the notifications, and get your friends and family subscribing to all the fun as well. Stay tuned for these bloopers, and we'll see you next time on Billabong Views. Water additions added to beer. Definitely worthwhile checking out nearly all. Right, so the fermenter goes in the fridge. Alright, so the fermenter's in the fridge. We put that. And on the third day, before we increase it by that. And on the third day before we